Welcome to episode 10. Oh my gosh. Sorry, our audio just nuked out like right at the beginning. Oh, it's episode 9. Damn. All right, now I'm just fucking up left and right. I need to stop talking. Okay, shameless plugs, really quick. Go follow InspoCast on Instagram. Make sure to hit up the highlight reels. Make sure to like this video as well too, and subscribe, push the bell notifications. And also for our guest today, he is a Cyclops athlete. So we're going to be putting his link in the description down below. Make sure to go show him some love, show him support, especially after you hear this podcast too. But without further ado, let's get into it, baby. Who we got on the table today?
We got Alex Cabrera. So I actually met this guy through social media. He's actually from Fort Worth, Texas. So I'm really excited to have him on. So anything you want to say to begin with us?
Yeah, bro. I mean, so all my social media handles, I have like 2 X's. That's actually like how my name is spelled. So I have 2 X's in my name. But yeah, I'm actually from New York. I moved to Fort Worth, Texas. Been here for about like 9 years now. And yeah, appreciate y'all having me on the podcast for sure.
Dude, for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. Because I'm going to be honest. I don't know very much about you. I like just recently started following you on social. I should have asked you for his handle a lot sooner. But yeah, kind of like, obviously, you know, you're in the fitness space, you know, you moved to Fort Worth. It seems like a lot has gone on, but like, I'm guessing everything started first and foremost on the East Coast for you, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is that where your like fitness journey started as well?
So no, I mean, honestly, I really just started like this whole like fitness journey like about 2 years ago. Well, I was still in Texas, but no, when I was in New York, it was just, I mean, I kind of just grew up there. So it was, it's definitely a lot different from Texas for sure.
Do you know, this is funny. We were talking about him last night. LT Visual by any chance?
Yeah, the dude that be working with like Sush and the Jack Talley and all of them, yeah.
Yes, because he's actually, well, he's from Jersey and he moved to Texas. So like for you, what would you say? I'm curious why you moved one, but like what are the biggest differences that you've actually noticed from like moving comparatively to those locations?
Yeah, well, so when I moved, I was, like 10 maybe or something like that. So it wasn't really for my choice. It was like parents just, I mean, obviously it's pretty expensive living up there. So, yeah, it wasn't really my choice when we moved, but I think the biggest difference, I mean, obviously the weather. In New York, you get a lot of snow over here. I mean, except for this past year, we had a lot of snow, but the weather, just the way kind of people carry themselves too. Obviously, sports is a huge thing in Texas, like football, you know. So that's the one thing I'm grateful for, like whenever I moved down here to Texas, is that I started playing football and stuff, but I mean, I would really say the people in general, too. Just kind of the way people from Texas carry themselves. It's a lot different from New York.
Okay, interesting. Like, well, one, I've noticed this just with like basically everybody that's come on the podcast. I feel like everybody that's had a successful fitness journey to an extent has been like some sort of athlete. Like you learn something from that transitions well into fitness. And you can definitely talk about that too. It's kind of like your origin story. But like in terms of how people conduct themselves, like, yeah, you're right. It's like, it's very different wherever you go. Like, what would you like, are people like more like confident or like, do they just like talk different? I don't know. I've never really messed with Texas like that.
Yeah. They're definitely a lot more confident. I would say not really like in the good ways, you know, like, they're a lot more bold. In New York, I feel like everybody just knows each other, you know? So everybody's cool with each other. When I moved to Texas, I realized, like, it's like this one high school doesn't mess with this one high school. And if you're not a part of, like, this friend group, then, you know, you can't talk to this friend group. All this, like, weird stuff. But that's kind of how I see is, like, everybody's just, like, you have to be cool with somebody. And then if you're not, then, like, you can't be cool with that other group, you know? If that makes sense.
So it's like super cliquey, basically.
Yeah. It's like different groups. And in New York, it's like everybody just kind of knows each other, you know? Everybody's cool with each other.
That's interesting. Okay, new perspectives,
Yeah.
baby. Let's go. We were talking about, like, somebody asked a question last night about, like, would you move? And if you would, basically why? And we were all like, yeah. And, like, it's interesting to, like, go move to different places and, like, get a new perspective on life, though, too, like that. Like, it shows you, like, a real side of the world. But, no, that's dope. I was to say, what sports did you play? Like, Texas is obviously notoriously known for football. Did you play football?
Yeah, so in New York, I was playing soccer because my dad's a huge soccer guy. And then when I moved to Texas, I was still kind of playing soccer because obviously, like, I wanted to like live up to like my dad's, dream, and I just hated it. Way too much cardio, and so then I switched over and I started playing football. I think around like middle school or intermediate school, I started playing football, and first of all, I was a dog on the field. Um, Played football, and then my freshman and sophomore year and eighth grade year, I played basketball. This is obviously I was a lot like I wasn't lifting weights like that, so I was a lot slimmer. Played basketball, and then I started taking football seriously because I was like on varsity like the end of my sophomore year. Started playing junior year started, senior year started, and then I played half semester in college, and then the whole COVID stuff happened and kind of ruined everything. But yeah.
Okay, damn. Are you still in school currently?
Oh no.
No. Dude, it's not for everybody by any means. It really is not.
No.
But dude, hell yeah. So is that when obviously you had like football be like the main first instance, or I guess soccer was of like athletic sports and fitness and things like that? I just like kind of grazing through your Instagram and stuff. I've seen that like you had a massive transformation story yourself, So like, I guess going into that, what do you think led up to like you getting to like the peak of the worst of your physique? And then what was like the turning point for you to kind of like actually make a change? And like, when did that happen too in your life?
So outside of like whenever I quit college football, my freshman first semester, I was actually my physique wasn't too bad. But then and I was actually working out pretty hard at the time. This is kind of like where my whole like I guess fitness journey started. Um, I got back from school, so people really don't like. I guess if people actually really do look through my page, like I've had like 2 or 3 times where I've like let myself go and then just cut all the way back down, which I feel like a lot of people do that. They just really don't show it. But yeah, so after college ball, I cut down, and I cut down all the way to I think like 190, which for me 190 is pretty lean. I cut all the way down to 190, and then I like tried to bulk, and I really didn't know what I was doing, so put on a little bit of fat, and cut back down again last year to like around 200, 205, and then I got in a relationship, and I'm not gonna lie, like I got my heart broken, and I was like mid bulk at the time, and so then I was so used to eating all that food that I kind of just like let myself go again, and this was like my recent transformation, which obviously I'm still working on too, and I got all the way to I think it wasn't like this past year wasn't like my worst physique because I did definitely put on a lot of size, put on a lot of strength, but I mean I looked like crap about 6 months ago, and so now I'm just grinding, trying to get like lean now, but yeah, I mean I've been doing it like I said 2 or 3 times already where I've gotten to a horrible physique and then just cut down, and I think football did really play a big role because it's like you have that discipline in the back of your mind, just to like stay like have one goal in your head and just keep going at it until you get there.
No, that's facts. Like discipline is something I think that we've talked about a lot in terms of sports, like how that one principle, we refer to it as like a skill set. Like it's a discipline, and like hard work is something that you actually like learn. And so like being able to learn that from a sport like football and apply it to like your own fitness and your own physique is dope. And I'll just say like, I definitely relate to you in terms of like, there's like different stages of your physique, and like every time that you go through like those phases of like the dirty bulk and maybe a cut, and then you get a little bit better at the bulk the next time, like it comes in phases and comes in waves, and like you just learn each time. Like, I don't know, for me personally, I just kind of came to the conclusion because I did something very similar that I was like, bro, I just want to have like a decent physique at least like all year round. Like I don't want to be like fat. I don't want to have fat phases. I don't want to have like super skinny phases. I just want to at least be like, okay, So is that kind of like the stage that you're at right now too, of just like trying to make it so that like you don't have points where you just like go back into the like complete dog hole?
Yeah, so like I guess like last year, I was really just I'll just be like honest. Like, so like my ex, her dad was a bodybuilder, and so he was like really pushing me to like, oh, when you get on stage, I want you to be like 200, 205, like lean. So like he was telling me, oh, you gotta go to like 250, like good size. And so that's back when I was wanting to compete. As of right now, I still want to do a show, but I'm not sure when. And so right now, I mean, I'm just cutting down. Obviously, summer's coming up in about like 2 months. So right now, yeah, I just want to look good, like with my shirt off and stuff. And I think whenever I do, start, because when I did start my bulk last year, I went from like 205 and I peaked out at like almost 250. Obviously, I put some like fat on, but yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever do that again. If I do bulk again, it's going to be like maybe 10, 15 pounds. That's it. It's something a lot easier. So whenever I do decide to cut down for summer and stuff, it's not going to take me, 6-7 months to cut down. So, but yeah, right now I'm kind of just cruising through, and I'm still on my cut right now. I got about 2 more months left. I only want to lose like 10 more pounds, but yeah, I'm just kind of cruising through the motions right now.
Dude, it's just wash, rinse, repeat, right? Just like once you get in a good routine, you just keep executing that same thing. And like, hey, here soon before you already know, like you're going to be shreddy 6-pack status.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. That's what I'm excited for, Texas, we're like, there's a lot of like lakes. So we go on like boats and stuff. So a lot of girls and stuff. So you got to look good with your shirt off for sure.
Yo, that's facts. One thing I like to talk about is like, cause we're from Indiana, and like, Indiana fitness scene is just so much different than like, I mean, California, Arizona's another big one, Texas becoming like a big hub too. And it seems like fitness, partially probably because of the weather, like the weather is a lot nicer all year round. So like, if you want to go walk outside, you more than likely have that opportunity. Whereas here, like 4 or 6 months out of the year, like you can't do stuff like that, like how would you say like, or what is like the climate of like the fitness culture in like Texas? Like, is it like super big and prevalent, or am I just like making stuff up?
No, I think like the whole like fitness industry is like insane in Texas right now. I actually just made that like a video on TikTok, like where is like the biggest like, like gym bros at and stuff. But no, especially like the area I live, I feel like everybody's trying to get into the fitness game right now. Like there's this one gym, I don't know if y'all know who like Jalen Fit is in like Zaytoven.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they all work out at this gym called Absolute Recon, which I actually used to train at like 2-3 years ago for football before it was like nothing. And now it's just like huge, like it's kind of like a smaller like Alpha Land. It's like just almost like all these like little small content creators go over there, and I haven't been there since, but like I have friends that go there, and they just say like you walk around and there's just tripods like set up in every single corner. But yeah, I mean, the weather definitely plays a role. I mean, everybody's, getting ready for summer, so, they're working out with their shirts off and stuff, and most gyms are pretty chill about it. There's a lot of, like, I guess, private-owned gyms here, so, yeah, I mean, the fitness game's definitely taken off, especially, like, in this area right now. I haven't been to, like, the whole, like, Alpha Land yet, but that's where I'm trying to go here soon. But I know over there it's like crazy. It's like everybody's over there. Everybody's trying to record. It's also like definitely like, just opportunities, because at the end of the day, like all these like, I guess I hate the word, but like fitness influencers, I mean, they're all just human, so they're all like down to earth people if you actually get to like know them and stuff. So you see a lot of people, they're going like taking trips to go to Alpha Land just to go meet up with this so-and-so person. And, it's an opportunity, they might throw you in a video and then people might like you, and then, you're up from there. But yeah, I think Texas is, as much as I like it, I think I'm moving next year, but as much as I like it, I would say like, if you're really trying to get deep into the fitness game, I mean, it's a great place to be for sure.
Yo, shout out. Where do you want to move, by the way?
Think about Tempe, Arizona.
Okay.
Right next to Arizona State.
I was going to say, I went out to Scottsdale this summer. Really love the area. It is beautiful. Fitness is just as big there. I think it's just a different type of vibe for sure. But dude, it is beautiful out there. And like, yeah, that'll definitely be a lot of fun. ASU also hella baddies. So that'd be nice too.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm actually going to be there in like, I think like 11 days. I turned 21 on the 15th of this month, so I'm gonna go up there for my birthday. My homeboy lives there, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun, for sure.
Yo, like when you're 21 years old, it definitely like transforms your physique. Maybe not necessarily in the best ways for the first few months, but like it definitely plays a factor. I think one thing I wanted to touch on it, and I think is just like such a unique thing we touch on in every podcast, is like how social media plays such a big factor in the fitness world. And, you were talking about, especially some of the gyms over there, like it's just recording central almost. But for you yourself personally, I mean, we wouldn't even have the opportunity to like be on here if it wasn't for social media, right? So shout out people who make IG, shout out TikTok, like all of them. But what would you say, when did you start like posting on Instagram, TikTok? What was kind of like your inspiration for doing that as well?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know this, but I was on TikTok like a while back. I'll probably say like summer of 2020. Kind of when it really started popping off, like the whole like Charlie D'Amelio and all that stuff. I was on TikTok back then. Obviously back then I wasn't really posting like fitness content because I didn't really think that's like what I wanted to do. I'll be honest, I was just posting like F-boy videos, like me just like lip singing and stuff. And my account actually went pretty like nuts for a bit. I got up to like 50K followers. And then I got shadow banned basically because I used to shout out like my Instagram a lot because I always thought like having like 10K Instagram followers was dope. If you have like a K in your following, I feel like that would be so dope. So I would always shout out my Instagram, and I actually ended up finding out that like TikTok doesn't like you doing that, I guess. So I got banned for a little bit because I said a couple curse words on live, and then I got shadow banned, and none of my videos would get any kind of views or anything. And so then I just kind of like didn't really use that account anymore. And then it was just recently, kind of like how most people start off, like they get their like heart broken. And so me and my ex broke up, and that's really when I started like taking the gym. Like I was always taking it seriously, but this is like really when I just like dialed in, started recording my content. And then, cause I feel like a lot of people have like, crazy transformations. They're just, afraid to put it out there because of what people are going to think. I've gotten to the point where it's like, I know everybody has like haters and stuff. So, I was just like, whatever, I know people are going to hate, and I know people are going to like talk trash and make fun of me and stuff. They're like, oh, you're not going to make it in this like whole fitness industry. And it's like, whatever, if that's what you think, that's what you think. So, but yeah, it was just about like, what would you say, maybe like, I really started posting in December. But yeah, it's just been, on IG, I actually really just started posting on IG. I kind of actually figured out like the whole like algorithm, how to grow on there. Cause I mean, you see people, like no hate, but like you see people and their like physiques aren't even like that. But then they have like 20K, 30K followers. And so I figured out like how like that like algorithm and stuff works. And so now I'm really trying to like blow up on IG more than like my other social medias. But because I feel like that's like where all these like brands and stuff, like clothing brands and all that, I feel like that's where they look at first. Like if you have an IG, but honestly, at the end of the day, like I kind of just want to grow like kind of like a family, like that's how I see all my followers. I want to like get close with them. I interact with all of them. I go on live. Shoot, I have like some of them on Snapchat and stuff too. So, and I feel like that's like the best way to grow because like those people are gonna be like your day ones and your down to earth people. Other than just having like a whole bunch of just random people follow you, and I feel like a lot of people that get into the fitness game, like they get like their heads too high, and they stop responding to comments. They stop liking people's comments. And, that makes people's day, because people like look up to you, like you're inspired. They see that if you like their comment or you go take your time and go like their picture, go comment on their TikTok, whatever it is, they appreciate that, because I know I was in the same spot about like three months ago. I mean, obviously I look up to Jack West, that's like my biggest like inspiration, because I've always like been into like the whole like,
All right, folks, sorry for that mission, bro. Technical difficulties, RIP. Hey man, you gotta work with what you got, we're young and upcoming in the podcast game.
Thanks.
But no, you were touching on social media, and you were touching on like actually trying to create like true friendships through like social media and like actually inspiring people too. One, like who do you feel like is like your demographic, like the people that like can really find some inspiration from you and like the stuff that you post?
I feel like so I definitely know like my whole like following right now. I'm starting this like movement. It's like the whole like fat to fit movement. So really that's like my main people. Like at first when I first started off, I think my main following base was like dudes that just got their like heart torn apart and then like started hitting the gym hard because that's like really like the only kind of content I posted. And then I didn't really like I guess like that whole well, nothing against people that post content like that, but I didn't really like it too much because I mean I'm over my ex and I didn't want to like keep bringing her up and using her like I guess for content basically. And so then I kind of just switched over and I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep posting my transformation, And then obviously people hate it because like, bro, you're like recycling the same videos and stuff. Well, I was like, well, it's going to hit a different person, every single time I post something. So, and as long as I can help, one person change their life, bro, it's like, that's awesome. So, but yeah, right now it's really just, I can definitely like the wave I'm going in right now. It's like a whole bunch of people that just grew up fat or are still trying to lose weight and just basically get their bodies right, And obviously, I really don't care like too much about like obviously I have like skinnier kids that follow me and that they're trying to gain weight, and I just try to put my knowledge out there the best so I can help everybody out. But yeah, as of right now, it's just like a whole bunch of like former fat kids or kids that are still fat trying to get good in the gym, So yeah.
That's my respect. And that's why I think you guys like actually relate really well because you guys appeal in different places, but to a very similar demographic of, those kids either, got their heart broken, kind of let go of themselves and actually like change their life around. And it seems like, a big individual for you, or I would say who was like your biggest motivation, inspiration in social media to kind of start things as well?
Yeah. So, definitely, like Jack West was definitely like the, like shout out to all the P-Way boys, bro. Cause they're all dope. I just remember, when I was going through like my whole like situation, like with me and my ex, it was just like, I used to just sit there and just watch his videos like all the time, and just watching him and his boys like just I think it was like the Winter Bulk 2020 series, just sitting there watching all of them. I was like, dang, that's what I wanted in life. I wanted to be able to like have a camera around me, be able to like lift weights, just be with the boys, having fun and stuff. So yeah, no, shout out the P-Way boys. They helped me out through a lot. I was in a dark place, and yeah, like I said earlier, like when Jack West and all of his homeboys, like they all just followed me and stuff. I was like, dang, that's crazy. And so, but yeah, shout out them because they're definitely like my biggest inspiration in the whole like fitness game right now.
Dude, shout out. Also, Jake talked about this. Do you know Jake Butcher by any chance?
Yeah, I actually just like recently like just met him like a couple days ago.
Okay, shout out because he was talking about like the group chat that like Cyclops has with like, well, I mean, there's like I don't know if you know Nathan Brooks from California at all or not, like the absolute shred piece monster, bro. He's massive. But he was talking about like that group as well too, and how like beneficial like that's been for him to have like-minded people that he can actually talk to too. Like Jack West, obviously you get to like see that journey and that's inspiring, but like to actually hang with those people is like next level. So I know it's like early, but like, have you like talked to any of those people at all from Cyclops?
Yeah, not really like too much like individually. So there's one dude that's on the team. His name's Georgie. So shout out Georgie. That's my homeboy. I actually go to the same gym as him, and just like a real like. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, he was one of those guys. He had like his tank top on. He was flexing in the mirror every like 2 seconds, and I actually thought he was like the biggest d bag ever.
Just straight fuck boy, fuck boy vibes.
He was like pulling up his shirt, showing his abs and stuff, and I was like, dang. But I actually had like a genuine conversation with the dude, and we became like really close, and he actually helped me get on the whole Cyclops team and stuff. So that's one dude I talk to like every day. As of like the group chat, we just started it recently, and I mean, yeah, everybody in the team is real dope and down to earth, and I feel like we're all going towards the same path and stuff, and it's dope because it's like all of us, we're not like huge content creators like crazy in the game yet. So yeah, we all work, you know, or I don't know about all of us, but you know, I see some of them, you know, they're still working, they're still going to school, you know, like living their daily life, and then making time to do social media and go to the gym still. And it's dope. It's awesome. And I think, as a team, we're all growing, and it's just crazy because we all just, you know, support each other as much as we can. You know, we're always commenting, liking, you know, saving the posts and stuff, and just, you know, bringing each other. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we're human and we all go through stuff. So when somebody goes out their way and, you know, shows some kind of love towards your post, you know, I mean, it definitely, I know for me at least, it definitely, you know, it definitely means something. So.
Dude, 100%, especially from the people that you like support and respect as well. Like to hear something from them is so dope. Like I gotta follow from this dude that I've been following for like a few months now that I've been like looking up to. And like that meant so much to me. I was like, man, that he actually messes with my stuff like that. Like that's kind of crazy. And like to be able to be in contact with those people was dope. And I feel like everybody on the Cyclops team is like super unique in their own way. Like they have their own lane in fitness. I guess long term for you, you know, I know your first appeal was obviously like those heartbreak people, like weight loss transformations and things like that. But like, you know, fitness is something I can only assume that long term you'd want to make like a career path for yourself, right?
Sure.
And then like off of that, I don't know, like where do you want to be in like the next few years in terms of like, you know, fitness and like this career path?
Yeah, so and also it's like another thing I'm like slowly transferring into. I mean, I'm a Christian. I grew up Catholic, switched over to Christianity, and I've really just been trying to help out people like, so you know, everybody, they want to get their like physical body right. You know, everybody wants to look good, but a lot of the times through that whole process, like your whole like mental side of it isn't really there, and you're just going to the gym and you're, you know, using whatever past trauma to like push the weights and stuff, and which is, I mean, yeah, it's like it's fuel, but at the same time, like you have to have like the whole mental side right as well. So I really try to you know, help out and like I guess like inspire people to like, you know, be open to like their problems, be open to like their feelings. And I've even done a couple like a little series on TikTok where like people will comment stuff and I'll just speak upon it, you know. So eventually, like in the future, I want to do something along the lines with that. Keep pushing out content like that, being able to like lift weights still, you know, help people out, you know, either losing weight or gaining weight. But also just be able to be like a down to earth person and just be able to like talk to people, because I feel like I kind of see like everybody needs like a big brother in their life. I didn't have a big brother, so but everybody needs one. Everybody needs somebody that, because people go through different times. They're afraid to talk about it. Like they're lonely and they need somebody to, you know, kind of just give them like a reality check, you know. But as like the future, I want to definitely do something with that. I want to, you know, obviously keep growing my social media. I think everybody in the fitness game is chasing that Young LA sponsor, you know. So,
Yeah.
you know, eventually, I definitely see myself if I can keep, you know, growing as fast as I have been. I mean, I'm definitely chasing a Young LA sponsor and just to, you know, just help people out. I obviously down the road, I want to, you know, hopefully be able to like get to like, a little house, you know, content house, you know, get a whole bunch of boys and stuff that are, you know, just dope people, and just keep growing from there, man. You know, I want to really get popping on the YouTube stuff too, which I've been like, I started a channel and I made a couple videos, but just been busy. And, you know, obviously that's not an excuse because I can make time to do it. But yeah, I mean, just keep growing on social media platforms and really, like I said earlier, just making that like whole like following base not just feel like they're like followers, make them feel like they're family towards me. I actually wanted to like start a whole like Discord and everything so I can just sit there and like talk to them, you know, get to know people. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I just keep seeing myself going up. I try not to think about the future too much because, you know, anything can happen and stuff. But definitely, like I said, a whole like content house, I feel like that would all be like, you know, real dope. So
Dude, that's sick. I like what you said about like the big brother type of mindset, like being that for other people, because like that's one thing I think social media has given the opportunity for people to do, like actually guide people on the right path. Like we always reference like Alpha Lee and like Christian Guzman and stuff. And I feel like for me, because I'm the oldest in my family, like he was almost like my big brother, like motivating me to like get on the fitness grind and things like that. And so you have that opportunity too. And that like for you is so rewarding because that's literally changing people's lives. Like no joke. So no, like super admirable of you. I also remember you talking about like, you know, the mental is just as important as the physical. That's something that you realized too. And initially when you went to the gym, it was kind of like killing demons almost, right? Like you're there just trying to forget the past traumas and just like, I mean, change your physique in the process. How has your like mental changed in terms of like the gym and how you perceive it over time too?
Yeah, so I mean, and I'll get deep and honest with a lot of people right now. I mean, everybody, has like something that, just fuels them in the gym. I know mine was my past relationship. It didn't obviously end up work out how I wanted to work out, but um, it's just like you have to be like, I just ended up getting to the point where I just had to like accept the fact that everything was done and over with and that it's in the past and to just be grateful for the good times up there. But yeah, I mean, I just imagine really like I said, like you use it as fuel. You're like fighting demons. And at first, when I first started off in the gym, I was going so hard because I mean I had it as that fuel. But it got to the point where I had to realize that like I don't have anything to prove to anything in the past. It's done and over with. Like, so, because at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna push these weights. I'm gonna make this girl, like I'm gonna make this girl, what's the word? Like I guess I'm gonna make her. Damn, I can't think right now.
Like fuck with you basically?
Yeah, like I'm gonna make her like miss me, like I'm gonna make her like regret it. That's the word.
Okay,
her, like,
yeah.
and stuff. And then it got to the point where I was like, I just kind of like sat down. I'm like, bro, what are you doing with your life? Like you're like, going to the gym, but you're not going to the gym for the right reason. You're like, and I just had to sit down and really think. I remember it was one time after the gym, and I actually have the video on my phone. I recorded myself, and I was just sitting there like bawling my eyes out. And I just remember like sitting there, and I was just like, I think it was like a month later, I just rewatched it, and I was like, bro, like what type of time were you on? Like you were really hurt about this girl. And yeah, bro, I just had to like, kind of click in my head that like, I can't do this for them. I have to do it for myself. And I think everybody in the fitness game, like if you're going to the gym, like don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for the girls. Don't do it, to, show so-and-so that you can bench 225 or whatever it is, you have to do it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, like, if you keep doing that, like I felt like I would never succeed. I don't think I would be able to, prove anybody anything. So yeah, really, all I have to prove is myself, and I have that, like, I have that football mindset where, like, I'm going to get to the top no matter what, so.
No,
Yeah.
that's facts. I had like a super heartbreak. I was in this relationship with this girl for like 3 years, and like it was the same kind of thing of like how it started initially was basically like I literally was writing this journal like addressed to this girl, telling her like about how I was changing my life and shit, and I like gave it to her at the end. And when I was like done with that whole journey, I just kind of sat back and I was just like, I don't need this girl anymore. Like one, she doesn't even want me in the first place. So like, why am I that hurt over it? And two, like, I'd already seen a lot of progress, but I'm like, just do it for yourself now. Like there was this, I wrote this down last night after we record the podcast. Like a lot of times, at least personally, I found myself like I'm trying to help people like everybody else out so much I don't help myself out enough. And I said like problem solve for your own life a lot more. And I feel like a lot of times that's what you end up finding out by like going through those kind of situations of like, you're almost doing it to say fuck that girl, but really you should just be saying like, no, I should be just doing this for myself, So no, that's like a dope mindset change that you actually had there for sure.
Yeah, and just kind of like touch on that a little bit is like, you can't like, I mean, I know the kind of person I was, how I was raised. I've never been the type to like, just be like, fuck her, It's just because like, at the end of the day, you had good times, you had good memories and stuff. So that's like why I was just always like, it took me a while, like I said, to click it in, but like just to be grateful for it. And, like I said, you had good times with that person and just kind of accept the fact that it's over. And I think once you do that is like when you get over that like little hill and then you can just really just like dial in on yourself, But I think like the worst thing to do is just like, and I know like us guys, we're all like 20s, 18, 20, however old, a lot of us go towards like the whole like drinking and then smoking and then really just messing around with like a whole bunch of women that you really shouldn't be doing because, you're still in that healing process. And that's why I do have mad respect for people that like, they kind of stay away from all that, their first thing is like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym and go, get an arm workout in instead, So I do have mad respect for people that do that though. So
Yeah, actually, shout out Jake Butcher because that's literally that dude. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about any girls at all. Like, he literally just like does his thing in the gym, and like he's aspiring to do great things there. And like I said the same thing. I'm like, everybody has their demons, but like if you don't have the demons of like females and drugs and like all that stuff, dude, you are one step ahead of like literally everybody else. Cause like that stuff, I mean, I feel like do you have like an addictive personality in a sense or no?
Nah, I've never been into like the whole like smoking or drinking or anything like that. So I'm only like, I'll say the only thing I'm like really like addicted to is really just the gym. I mean, I feel like I always have to be there. Other than that, no, I'm just chilling most
That's
of the time.
facts. Well, I was going to say, like, addictive personalities, you can apply, it can be a pro and a con, Like, if you apply it to the right thing, like, let's say, for you, you're a Christian, right? Like, you apply that to your faith, like, that'd be a good thing, Like, you're investing your time in like, what you believe in your faith and, like, going towards a good place. And that's a good thing. But, like, to invest, like, that time into something bad, like, you will spiral out of control. And, like, no, I don't know. That's just not good. But no, like, shout out, dude. First off, you're an insane beast. I hope you know that, by the way. And like, it's so noble what you want to do in terms of like inspiring others to like achieve greatness in their life. One big motive of his is like obviously that aspire to inspire, and like you definitely live by that on a daily basis. So no, shout out, son. That's all I got to say. Do you have any questions? Do you have questions?
I'm kind of curious about like the environment in Fort Worth and like the Houston area. I don't know if you've been to Houston yet, like at the gyms there, but like what's the environment like? Like when you go to a gym, like what do you typically see on a daily basis?
So I drove by Houston. I haven't been to like the whole like Alpha Land and like Russ Swole's gym yet. From what it looks like it's dope. I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that are there chasing the same dreams and same goals that all of us are. So, I can't really say too much on that, but I know in Fort Worth area, I mean, I've been to a couple of different like private gyms, not like these commercial gyms and stuff, and it's wishy-washy because like there's some that are like full of just meatheads that are blasting gear, and like they'll like look at you if you start recording and all that stuff. But I mean, I've also been in some gyms where it's just been like real just dope people, down to earth dudes, and dudes that are there like there's this one gym, it's called Quads Gym, and it's a real small, grungy gym. It's just full of bodybuilders and stuff. Real dope gym. Not gonna really say too much on it, but the people that are there, not the trainers, but like the people that actually work out there with the trainer, just dope people in general. And you would think like, oh, these guys, they look like D-bags and stuff because they're just overall huge people, and but they're real dope people. And then I mean, yeah, I think the environment in general, I think for the most part, everybody's, has the same goals. They're just trying, to get to the top. But there's definitely some groups of people and some crowds that are just, they think they're, on top, they're cocky and all this stuff. And they'll look at you a certain way and they might even say something. But, I mean, I think the gyms here are dope. I mean, I like them. I think obviously with the whole COVID stuff happening, everything changed after that. Now everybody's trying to get right in the gym because they took like a year off for COVID. But, I mean, dope gyms in general. I think if y'all never checked out DFW, y'all definitely should. There's a whole bunch of dope gyms in Dallas. Obviously, there's like Metroflex where like the whole like Ronnie Coleman thing was going on, where he was working out there. And yeah, I mean, it's dope here. I mean, I like it. I just think it's time for me to have like a little change in my life because I've been here for a while now, and I feel like I'm so comfortable living here. If I want to, I could work at this job I'm still working at and, be making pretty decent money, or I can, keep chasing my dreams. And I feel like a lot of people are just scared to be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
They're afraid to take that risk of being uncomfortable. But the only way to, not be uncomfortable in a situation is just going out there and being uncomfortable in that situation. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, if y'all haven't checked out DFW, it's a dope place. For me right now, as of right now, I don't really like it too much because I've been here forever. But definitely some dope gyms to like train at and stuff.
Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone is definitely like first and foremost. Like that's something that it's like a tolerance that you almost have to build up, you know, and the only way you can do that is like you said, getting out of your comfort zone. But that's also where you notice like, I like the quote of like, anything that you actually want in life is out of your comfort zone. Like if your dream physique, right? Like you got to go to the gym to achieve that. And like, you know, the life that you want to create for yourself, you're going to have to go do things that you don't necessarily want to do right off the bat to go do that. So shout out you for having the foresight on that. I was curious too, like, I mean, it seems like, you know, you've transformed the physique several times. Like you're relatively knowledgeable in fitness too. What, like, where did you learn a lot of like your training knowledge and things like that? Was it just trial and error or like social media? What was it for you?
So I mean, I remember like when I was like fat, man, and I was like, I remember just staying up at night watching like these like YouTube videos, like how to lose like 30 pounds a month and how to lose 60 pounds in 2 months, how to like look like this and that. And I remember I was always like looking for like the short answer. Um, and at the end of the day, I realized there's no magic pill that you're gonna take that's gonna get you from this to that overnight. You know, unless you know you're blasting gear or something. You know, but I
Even
just remember
then.
like watching all that. That's why I'm just real honest with people like on TikTok. They'll ask me questions like, "How do I lose 30 pounds in a month? I'm going on a vacation," and I'm like, "Bro, you didn't gain 30 pounds in a month. So what makes you think that you're gonna lose 30 pounds in a month? You know?" But yeah, I mean, I started off on YouTube, just looking up videos and stuff. Eventually, once I started like going to like the gym heavily, I was just like real like honest with people. I'll just go up to people that had like dope physiques, and I'll be like, "Bro, like, you know, what do you eat throughout a day?" You know, or and they were just, I mean, because at the end of the day, if you go up to somebody in the gym and you're like, "Bro, like your physique looks insane," like if you don't mind me asking, like, what do you do? 9 times out of 10, they're just going to be real cool with you because you just, first of all, you just complimented them, and second off, like I said, we're all human, you know. Not like we're like crazy, like these insane like celebrities, you know. Um, but yeah, so it was like it started off on social media. I just used to watch like YouTube videos. Um, Not really anybody like specific. I used to just do like, a lot of research. Um, and actually, I do remember my uncle. He was like 400 pounds, and he got down to like 180. And I remember he kind of like first told me about like the whole, you know, calorie deficit, calories in, calories out. He tried to explain it to me. At the time, I had no idea what it meant. It was really like I had to like go on YouTube and just type in some information and just kind of break it down for myself. Like I had to kind of basically learn it myself. But yeah, then like I said, like after that, it was just going to the gym, looking at people, and being like, "Yo, like you know, if you don't mind me asking, like you know, what do you do? Like what kind of cardio do you do, or like what kind of workouts do you do? You know, kind of like the same thing, like on TikTok. You know, I bet people ask you all like, "Hey, what workouts should I do for like my arms, or what should I be eating? You know, and all that stuff." So that's why I try to respond to like everything because I was that kid at one point. You know, like literally like 2-3 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a dumb question, but I do get a lot of people that like ask the question of like what you asked before of like, dude, how do I lose weight like as fast as possible and this and that. And last night I know we talked about like obviously falling in love with the journey is like first and foremost. Like it can't just be about the end goal. Like you have to actually enjoy the process or else it's all kind of a waste of time. But like I'm curious, like for you, just advice for anybody that's like trying to start losing weight. Like if they were like, yo, I want to lose weight, where do I start? Like what advice would you give them right off the bat?
Um, you have to get into a routine. Honestly, like the biggest thing for me is like, and I know people are like, I struggle with like being consistent in the gym. I struggle with being consistent with my diet. The easiest way is like get yourself into like a routine for about like 2 weeks. Once that 2 weeks is over, most likely it's going to be just like a habit at that point. But that's like what helps me out. I have like a daily routine almost every single day. It's like the same exact thing. I meal prep my food like every single like 2 or 3 days. And it just helps. It makes it so much easier because you know what you have to do at a certain time. Obviously, like if you're like in school and working and, you know, when real life hits you, you know, it gets a little bit hard. So I'm kind of blessed that like I have like the same hours at my job and stuff. So I know when I can eat and I know um, when I can meal prep my food and all that stuff, what times I can go to the gym. But honestly, the biggest key is like when you're really starting off and like losing weight or if you're trying to gain weight, you have to be consistent with it. A lot of times people like they'll do good 4 or 5 days, once Friday hits, their friends invite them out to go drink or go get some food, whatever it is, and that's really like, yeah, those 2-3 days that you're going out and doing that stuff. You really basically just like reset yourself, you come back to Monday and you go weigh on the scale and, you haven't changed anything or you've gained weight. And I've been guilty for doing that. I mean, when I first started my cut this past year, I would do good Monday through Friday. I was hitting my cardio, all this stuff. I was doing perfect on my meals. Come Saturday night, I would like go hang out with a girl or I'll go hang out with the boys and I'll drink a little bit. And I go back Monday morning and you definitely pay for it because you haven't changed at all. But yeah, I think staying consistent is like the biggest thing. And then just, take time out of your day, go on YouTube, learn how to, track your food, learn how to do all that. It's really just like, you got to do research, you got to, also knowing like what's good for your body. And I think that's one thing. I don't hate it because, like you said, not you said something about not every question is a dumb question or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I get a lot of DMs like, bro, send me your diet, send me what you eat throughout the day. But it's like my body is a lot different from yours. I can send you my diet and you can just keep gaining weight, or So I always try to tell them, like, if I am sharing some of like the stuff that I eat, because what I eat is real boring. It's just the basics. I make sure to tell them that like what works for me might not work for you. Like I've had to like kind of like it's trial and error. At the end of the day, some people are just like carb sensitive. Some people just can't eat that much protein. Like I know me, I'm not one of those guys that eat like 400 grams of carbs and then keep losing that weight. Obviously the numbers might be going down, but I just feel like a lot more full throughout the day. So I really try to stay rice and stuff because that just bloats me up. So I always try to tell people like, learn your body, learn what you can have and learn what you can't have. So yeah, those are really the big things, like learn your body and then also just being consistent. If it's just working out, doing your cardio, doing abs or whatever it is, definitely with the food, that's 85% of it. I think that's your fuel, throughout your day. So, and I feel like a lot of people, they kind of like, oh, I'm just going to go lift weights and eat like 2 meals a day. And it's like, all right, bro. I think the biggest results I've seen is splitting those. Cause I used to do that. I used to eat like 2 or 3 meals a day, like just big meals. I've seen like the most results, like just splitting up into like 5-6 meals throughout the day. Yeah, it sucks cause you're constantly eating something, but I don't know. It's all consistency. It's all, get knowledgeable like the whole food aspect of it. And then, yeah. That's basically it.
It's funny what you talked about with like, you'll do good Monday through Friday and then you hit the weekend and like that literally resets you back. But we were talking about that last night about there was one guy, he's like a professional bodybuilder and like he was like a week out from show day and like he just kept going through these rampant cycles of like he would binge eat because like he couldn't mentally deal with it. And then like it would take him 3 days just to get back to the point before he binged, And like when it's a time sensitive goal like that, like you're probably not even going to make it, And so like those little setbacks long-term make a huge impact on like your overall physique. And like, if you're trying to get there as fast as possible, like you need to be as consistent as possible. And that's why, like you said, like building the habits and building the routines are really, really huge. But that's obviously, it's like super hard to do though, at least for a lot of people, because they don't have the foresight to be like, okay, all I have to do is just stick this out for 2 weeks and then I'm good, they'll cave in day like 3, 4, 5, right? And I think part of that is like falling in love with this like process of getting towards the goal, right? I don't know if that's something that you agree with or not, but like, what advice would you give to people in terms of like trying to fall in love with the process and trying to fall in love with the journey of like whatever that goal is?
Yeah. So I push that out on like, really TikTok a lot, that like everybody cares so much about like that end goal. It's going to be real hard for you to like get to that end goal. If you, like you said, if you don't fall in love with that process, if you don't fall in love with going to the gym daily, grinding, getting your food in, it's going to be hard because like that's all you're caring about is like, that end goal. And you got to like, give yourself like a pat on the back for like the small things throughout like the whole process, I feel like everybody's like, oh damn, like I don't have these 6-pack abs. It's been like 2 months, but you still went down 15 pounds. Give yourself props on. But no, definitely you have to, the journey is the best part. I feel like it took me a while to realize that too, but no, yeah, the whole like process of it, you're going to the gym, you're grinding, you're having this crazy transformation. The biggest thing I regret in this whole, since I've started, this whole fitness stuff is that, don't be afraid. And I know a lot of people are, not confident enough to do it, but take, pictures, man. Like that, I regret not doing that because I feel like I've had a crazy transformation. I only have, 3, 4, or 5 pictures from when I was, at my biggest. So I feel like take those pictures and then, every 2 weeks, take another one and you're going to see yourself changing and stuff. And that, just seeing that is you're dang, this, this whole journey thing, it gets kind of fun after a while. After you see yourself, starting getting diced up, you see these striations come out and stuff. You see abs and stuff. I remember when I first saw my abs for the first time, I was like, dang, bro. So, yeah, take those pictures and just, like you said, you got to fall in love with it, man. You got every single day, you got to just grind. And I feel like a lot of people, they depend on motivation, bro. And I feel like, and I tell people this, they're like, bro, I need motivation to go to the gym. You can have your motivation for that 10, 20 minutes, but motivation eventually just dies, bro. My big thing is, find your reason why you start and just stick to that, 2, 3 months, your cut or your bulk's getting a little bit hard. Just think about why you started and think about how far you came. Take those pictures, look back on those pictures, just remember why you started. Eventually, like I said, motivation dies. I can go watch a YouTube video and it can get me motivated to go work out, and then I can go watch the same YouTube video the next day. I can be like, oh, So that's when it's like a mental thing at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I mean, you got to fall in love with the process. You got to actually enjoy the journey of getting to where you want to be and not think so much about the end goal. And I think a lot of the times people will compare themselves to different people on social media and stuff, and they're like, well, this guy had a crazy transformation in 3 months, why can't I, and everybody's body's different. And that's why I said you have to realize learn your body, and just be patient. Like we said earlier, it's not you didn't gain 50 pounds a month. What makes you think you're going to lose 50 pounds in a month, So it's just being patient, just enjoying the grind, man. I mean, do it while you're young, so.
Dude, that's facts. Motivation is an emotion just as much as sadness is, right? And these things are going to come in waves, and usually it only lasts, the feeling lasts between 15 to 30 minutes, or when you're overweight and you have a craving, right? Telling yourself no in those situations, even though it may be hard, is the best thing to do. So yeah, I mean, considering that, you can't rely on motivation to get your ass in the gym. You need to rely on thinking about what the end goal is. And also if you're into your journey, think about how far you've come as well, which is something you alluded to. Another cool thing, this is just kind of retrospect on the whole podcast. So we're 10 episodes deep now. For the audience, you're going to find a lot of commonalities, similarities in terms of the successful mindset. It doesn't matter where you are either. You can be in Texas, you can be in California, you can be in New York, Florida, the wisdom's all there and it's all the same. I think it's just super interesting. Just something I've noticed, because a lot of the things that you're saying today are things that have been touched on throughout different podcasts, never in one podcast, but just different episodes. So I just think that's very unique. And I think a big reason for that too definitely is social media, because we get all of kind of I follow Jack West, and I follow I think we all follow the same people, and they all preach something similar. The way that they go about the process is different, but how they perceive things and that are very, very similar, So that's actually cool. I just think that's something really, really cool. And it's super cool to be able to talk to you too, though. And even though we don't know each other, actually be able to relate like this.
Yeah. That's ever since and I just told my friend that the other day, is ever since I started social media stuff, it's just dope the people that you meet during this whole process to the top. It's everybody, it's I feel I relate to everybody in some kind of way, and it's dope meeting people. And that's one thing I'm really grateful for, is that you get to meet some cool people, just be able to support the bros.
Have you made some true genuine friends through the gym?
Yeah, so there's actually this one kid, shout out Matthew, it's my training partner, shout out Matthew and Jason, that they're my homeboys, and I've always saw them at the gym, and they went to my high school actually, but they're 2 years younger than me, and I've never said a word to them. And just one day at the gym, I was just just messing with them. I was yo, bro, when you're ready to get a real lift in, let's And they were like, yeah, bro, soon. And then eventually, like, one day, like, I just met with one of them, just me and him. We had a dope workout. Then, like, the next day, the other one was there, and we just talked for, like, an hour. And, like, dude, those are some of, like, my, like, closest friends right now. And, like, we've been training partners for about, like, almost, like, 6 months now. I work with one of them. The other one's in school and stuff. And we're actually all hoping to move to Arizona soon. One of them trying to go to school up there, and then the other one, not 100% sure. I want him to do social media. This dude's like physique's like insane. Like for somebody that's like 18 years old, just dope physique, and yeah. So like those are like some dudes I like really like just met from the gym, and honestly, really this past week too. I mean, I've been like gym hopping for the past like 2 weeks because I think in periods of time when you're in the gym, there's sometimes you got to train with people, but then there's sometimes life hits you and you have to like kind of take a step back, train by yourself for a bit, get back into the mindset, and then go back. So that's really what I've been doing for the past like 2-3 weeks now. And literally, I've been like made friends with these like group of people. I don't know if y'all have like a Lifetime Fitness where y'all are at.
No, we have something called a Vasa Fitness here. I don't know if you've ever heard of that chain before.
Nah, but so like Lifetime's basically like it's like a kind of like a country club almost. It's like it's literally one of those. It's a commercial gym, and it's like they have like a spa, pool, sauna, all the stuff, like a cafe. And I've been lifting there like late at night just because it's close to my like apartment and stuff. But I've been like just meeting dope people over there. We actually all went to go play like sand volleyball yesterday. So it's dope. I mean, the thing is like with the gym, it's like all of us have like, you know, the same mindset. We all have the same goal, and we're just in there grinding and stuff. And, you know, it's dope because it's like outside of the gym, it's cool to see like what people's like outside life is too, you know? But yeah, I mean, gym friends are the best friends, I think, bro.
Dude, because it transitions very, very well into like regular life, like you said. One thing I'm curious what your opinion is on this. Like we talked about in previous podcasts, like having a training partner versus like training on your own. And it seems like you've had like a hybrid of both, right? Like sometimes you'll go through phases where you do it on your own, but like, what would you say are the pros and cons for like training with a partner versus like just training by yourself?
So yeah, I think training by yourself. So I like throughout the whole bulk last year, I trained by myself. I didn't train with anybody. And I really do enjoy training by myself just because it's like I'm so isolated from everybody else. I can just put my headphones in. I don't have to talk to anybody, and I'm just strictly there, just grinding, hoodie up, you know. And you know you're serious, and you don't have to really wait for anybody on sets. You go on your pace, and I mean, I enjoy training by myself, but also with training partners. That's kind of like when the whole like motivation thing comes in there. It's like that you have to have a partner that's going to be, you know, pushing constantly. I know in the past I've trained with people that like they kind of like half-ass reps and stuff, really don't push me, and like that's why I really mess with these dudes I was training with these past 6 months, because it's like they wouldn't really like let me cheat. They know I'm pretty strong, so like you know, they would push me, they'd extra reps, just help me out, you know, and stuff, and it's just extra motivation. I feel like if you're one of those people that are struggling to get into the gym, find yourself a partner that has like kind of like the same goals, and like, you know, you'll just have that extra motivation if you need it, you know. I feel like if you're going to the gym, you should really be motivated, but if you need that extra motivation, you know, one day, let's say you had a long day at school or work or whatever, and you don't feel like going, and you have that one person like, hey, I'm gonna be there at 7, you know, I'm gonna come pick you up or whatever. So but I mean, like I said, I've done it both, where I've been training with people, and then there'll be time periods where like right now I'm finishing up my cut in the next like 2 months, so I really just want to be like dialed in. And the guys that I train with, they're cutting, but they're not like as I wouldn't say like they're not as motivated, but like I feel like I have a lot more because they're small, well, not like smaller, but like they just have better frames than I do. So they really don't have to cut out as much. Like they don't have to be doing 45 minutes of cardio. They can do like 20 minutes of cardio. So obviously I don't want them sitting there waiting for me and stuff. So probably the next 2 months, I'll probably just be training alone and just really just grinding. I think that's like when you need especially when you go through stuff, I feel like sometimes it can be good to train people, but also sometimes it's like train by yourself for a little bit and like just face reality, you know?
No, that's facts. Like you talk about like motivation with a training partner. I think the other aspect too is just like accountability. like on a football team, you know, like you got your boys there and like, I mean, if your ass doesn't show up to practice, you know they're going to fucking harp you the next day at school. And so it's kind of the same thing with a training partner too. And then the vice versa of like, you know, training by yourself. I think a lot of times the reason people will like lean on others, especially in those moments where they're like, you know, like in a dark place, right? Maybe it's like they just got out of a bad relationship or maybe it's family problems, whatever. A lot of times when they lean on others and it's a bad thing, it's like they're just fucking lonely. You know, like they don't want to deal with whatever that demon is. So they just like hang out with other people so they don't have to worry about it. But like first you need to put yourself in check. And that's why like training on your own is actually like a really good thing.
Yeah, bro. I remember like right when I got out of this past relationship, like I remember I just started like hanging out with like an old group of friends I really shouldn't have been hanging out with. They were just real toxic towards me. Like no really hate against them, but I just knew I shouldn't have been because they were like, you know, in college and obviously, you know, they were drinking and stuff. And I just remember like I like had to kind of like snap out of it because I was just in such like a dark place. I didn't really. My best friend had just moved up to Arizona and stuff, and then at this time I just got done playing football and I just didn't really have anything left, you know. And I kind of like went back to like an old friend group and I just had to cut it out again and, you know, snap back into it. And that's like I started training by myself and just face reality, man, how it is, and just, you know, heal by myself. At the end of the day, bro, like you can take advice from people and stuff, and you can do what other people did to heal, but it's, you know, like it's your body, you know, like it's your mind, like you're gonna heal on its own time. So yeah, I definitely understand on that one.
Dude, that's facts. You're fucking man. I can't. I don't mean to keep saying it. You're just a stud though, bro.
Yeah,
it's insane. You've learned because how old are you?
20. I'm about to be 20.
Yeah, about to be 21, right? Like for 20 years old, because I like personally, I'm 23. Like, and it's taken me a lot of time. I've invested like my whole life into the fitness game. Like I went to Purdue University. I studied kinesiology there. Like got the PT certs, like invested in the industry. And like, you know, I've learned a lot, but I had a lot of like errors along the way. Cause I feel like at least when I started, there wasn't nearly as much knowledge out there that was like readily available. But like, you know, I know you talked about like a main motivation for you was like TikTok and things like that. And that just wasn't like a big platform, but I feel like for where you're at 20 years old is like a shining spot. And to see you, like, I don't even know if you can imagine yourself at like 23 years old and like what kind of mark you're making in fitness, bro, but it's going to be a big one.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, bro. I mean, yeah, it took me a while to get here. I mean, and that's why I don't really say like, oh, screw the past, because it's like, if I didn't go through that, you know, I wouldn't be where I'm, you know, heading towards right now. So yeah, but it took me a lot. You know, everybody, like I said, everybody's human. You know, everybody has emotions and everybody goes through stuff. And I feel like this is like in the fitness game right now. I feel like this is really, we need more people like us that are just like down to earth people that aren't afraid to talk about, you know, the stuff they went through. You know, everybody in the fitness game, they're just talking about SARMs and, you know, stuff. And it's like, you know, we're all people, bro. Like we all are really going through stuff. And you guys see the TikToks, fighting demons. There's real life people that are out there that are emotional and they go to the gym and then they get home and then you're just in a dark spot, bro. And I feel like in the industry, like not a lot of people touch light on that, you know? And so I feel like that's like a goal, just to be able to, you know, kind of change the aspect of the fitness game and really just be able to like help actually people out. And, you know,
yeah, I think that's like one of the things that we do with this podcast also. We like try and promote that and like, you know, let people share their experiences so others can relate to it and resonate with it and, you know that they're not alone in this. Like everybody goes through something that no one knows about, and it's just about pushing through that and knowing that you're not alone.
I think about like, this is gonna be a weird comparison, but like SoundCloud rappers that literally all they talk about is like pussy, money, weed, you know? And like those dudes always fade out. Like they always will, because like they have no substance to what they're actually talking about, and nobody's getting like true value from that versus like, you know, the people that actually like touch like deep in the heart, you know? And that's like people like what we're trying to do here of like get to the underlying like problems of what's going on in fitness, why people actually do this, and like how you can actually turn your life around. So, and it like, dude, it's a lot harder to go that route, but like to stay genuine like that will always be like your best way to the top too. And also like actually having like like you talk about having connection on social media and stuff, like people will recognize that too. Like at first I'll always be like, oh, who's this dude? He's just like, doing the social media content, like good for him, whatever. But then they'll start taking you seriously because they'll hear your messages that you're putting out there and they'll be like, oh, this is a real dude, man. Like he's actually out here like trying to help people out.
Yeah, bro. I mean, the thing is, like, I kind of realized it this past like 3 months, 4 months. I've been doing social media and stuff. Is that like you can have a crazy physique, like you can have like IFBB Pro built physique and post on TikTok and not go anywhere from it. Like I think you genuinely have to have like, if you want to get big, at least you have to have a personality. You have to be able to like be just a dope person in general. You're gonna attract people that like I guess mess with your kind of like flow and stuff. I guess like for me, it's like I have like a lot of the same people just coming back to my videos, and that's what I love about this whole social media stuff. Is like it's like the same people coming watching my lives, watching my like TikToks, commenting on my Instagram posts and stuff. And like I said, I've kind of like I became friends with some of them and stuff, and just being able to chat with them. But they always tell me like, bro, just keep doing you, keep being like yourself. And that's the thing is like you can go ahead and copy other people's posts, and you can have this dope physique and all this stuff, but like if you're not like nobody wants to go hang out around like a person that has like this awesome physique, but then like you're talking to them and they're just like quiet, they're just real cocky,
or
like,
they're a straight douchebag. I was gonna say, like nobody wants to hang out with that person.
You got to be a genuine person, and that's all. You got to be able to care about other people too. I think like the trait of caring is like it goes a long way, man, like in anything in this world. And we live in like the world we live in right now. I feel like it's so wicked, bro. It's so full of like hate and all this stuff and anger, and especially with everything going on right now, the war, COVID, gas prices, all this stuff. Like everybody's just like, dang, like everybody just like hates everybody, and I feel like we need a lot more like just love and like people that actually care and genuine people in this world. So when it's stuff like this, like us guys, like we're trying to make that difference, and I feel like that's what's going to make us stand out from everybody else that's trying to make it.
No, that's facts. It's just like at the end of the day, you're going to be just as great as like the people that you have around you, like the quote of like, show me your 5 best friends and I'll show you like your net worth or whatever. And so like having a platform like you do allows you to find like-minded people. And like you said, you've actually made like genuine friends, genuine connections. And like you both had this opportunity to actually like grow together too. Like one, you can inspire those people, but like those people can also inspire you in the same light through a different means, which is like really cool. And like that's just going to level you up to, somewhere that you had never even thought you could be, which is like dope.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you hit like one person, and that one person tells their friend, and then they tell their friend's family, and then that's really like that's how you're going to grow. I mean, there's this one guy. He actually has the same name as me. His name's Alex, and I want to give him like a little shout out. This man comments on all my posts. I have him on Snapchat. We even Snapchat, and he's just like such a big supporter, bro. And I know he shares all my stuff, and he like reaches out to people, and he's like helping me out at the end of the day. And it's just like inspiring, and it's like I love when people comment or they'll like DM me or something, just telling me like that like I've helped them out, like I've inspired them just a little bit. And it's just like stuff like that. I mean, it's like I'd much rather have stuff like you telling me that I'm helping you out than somebody telling me like, oh, bro, your tattoos are sick or your arms look good, And it kind of just shows the kind of person that I am. Is like, it just means a lot more than, when people comment that, I don't think they realize, but like, they're like, oh, bro, you're inspiring me. You motivate me to get in the gym. Well, when you comment that, you're inspiring and motivating me to keep pushing out content like this for y'all, So, I mean, shout out, all the people on my Instagram feed, all the people on like my TikTok and stuff, because just a real dope people. And I think I'm definitely trying to build, a family with everybody. So
shout out the social media fitness community in general. Like obviously there's like an aspect of toxicity to it. Like you said, the 6-pack abs, like chilling on the beach, getting girls and stuff. But like there's a side of it, which I think we're on, which is like very genuine. And like, without that, I don't know where any of us would be in terms of fitness. It'd be a very different game that we're playing, So no, I don't have anything else to say right now. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah.
So in terms of fitness, are you like, so obviously like you're in the creator side of things, but like, are you a creator? Do you see yourself as like a potential athlete? Like in terms of going into bodybuilding, or are you just more trying to stay like in the creators aspect of things?
So I've had like the whole dream of bodybuilding last year. Like everybody, we all watch like Muscle and Strength, Chris
Yeah.
Bumstead, all huge guys and stuff. And this is like no hate against any of those guys. Obviously, they're doing a career for it. Obviously, they're making money off of it. I kind of saw like the health sides of all of it. The amount of PEDs that you'd have to take to get to that pro level. I just don't see myself doing it right now. At least, I think I'm still pretty young.
Yeah.
So obviously, I want to compete. At least once in my life, just to see and go through like that whole process of like getting ready to get on stage. Getting absolutely the leanest and shreddest you can be. So I definitely want to compete at least once, but I like the whole like I guess content creative side of it. Being able to do like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Like if I could make a living off that, it's definitely I've always wanted to do YouTube. I mean, I know for me at least, I remember like 2012, 2014. I remember trying to like join FaZe and stuff, on Black Ops 2. And I remember I thought like those dudes were so dope, like on YouTube and stuff. And so I've always been into like the whole like, I guess, social media side of things. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to at least compete once just to see how it is. I don't see myself doing it like anytime soon. I'm kind of just trying to keep my body healthy, while I'm young.
Yeah.
So to answer, it sounds like, like you want to be an athlete in the sense of like you want to maintain like health and longevity for yourself, but like in terms of how you want to push yourself in like a career in fitness, that's not the modality you want to go. Like you really want to appeal through like your content and like inspiring others through like what your appeal is, which is really like obviously like the heartbreak situations and like weight loss. And that'll transform too, like how you appeal to people as like your fitness journey transforms too.
Yeah. And well, that's the thing is also like, I mean, the way like TikTok has changed the fitness game is like insane. I mean, because basically like, I don't know if like y'all know, but like bodybuilders, like they really, as of like competing in shows, they're not really making money like that unless you're like winning out, and that's also another thing I kind of thought about is like, can I really do this for a career? Because I was real deep into like I wanted to get on stage, open and all this stuff, and that's why I was bulking for so long because I wanted to be able to come in at my heaviest, bro, and just drop down. Now with this whole like TikTok and this whole fitness industry and stuff, because really bodybuilders they're making most of their money off just supplement brands and clothing brands and all that stuff, which you can do doing social media as well now. So I don't know. I've never had any hate. Like I always thought it was dope, being a bodybuilder, getting to go on stage and stuff, and just posing in front of like hella people. And like I've been at bodybuilding gyms for the past really like year and a half now, and they're real all dope dudes and stuff. I don't see myself doing that like as a career or anything.
Yeah, to stem off that, so I always mention them in the podcast. I don't know if you heard of it, the Real Bodybuilding Podcast. It's like hosted by Fuad Abiyad.
And all them.
Yeah, so I've listened to like 14 of them, and so they mentioned that like bodybuilding is basically a business. Like you basically have to put yourself out there, and you got to put in work on the content side of things, training your diet, putting your name out there, reaching out to these supplement brands, getting the sponsors, basically building like your own business. And like only like the top real bodybuilders, like the C-bums out there, they're the ones that getting paid for the bodybuilding shows, and people like you basically have to be one of the tops to make money and like just have sponsors.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I used to. That's crazy. Yeah, I used to watch Fuad. Like, he's one of those dudes. I guess he was another guy where I used to just watch them like all the time. Their podcasts were like an hour or 2 hours long, so you could just sit there and watch. I used to watch them at work and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's like the thing is, and I'm not saying like I don't have like that winner's mindset, but I know if I was to go compete, I'm gonna chase the trophy. I'm gonna try to win. And it's just like the amount of people that are all going for the same goal, and there's only one Mr. Olympia in your category. So it's definitely a grind. I feel like because I mean I've seen people like there's I think there's 2 IFBB pros that work out at one of the gyms I go to. they're not driving like no crazy Lamborghini or anything, just normal people, you know. So it definitely, no hate against them, but like it definitely shows, you know, like if you want the money, if you're thinking about the side of it, you know, you have to get to that like top,
Yeah.
you know, bodybuilders. So
And that's a long-term game too, bro, because it comes with the physique, right? Like if you want, like you're going to have to train for, I mean, probably decades, right?
Yeah.
Like probably like 8-10 years to be on like a C-bum status of like, or even be in a conversation with him, you know? And I think a lot of people, they think of it as like, oh, I'm going to be making money like this next year. If you're trying to go like the true bodybuilding route, like no way, it's impossible. So like that's why it's very unique how content has changed the space, because I mean in reality I think about somebody like Max Taylor Lifts. I don't know if you follow him at all.
Yeah.
But like I mean that dude basically changed his life in a year. Like through content, or like Jesse James West, or like there's a lot of different ones that we can name off the top of our heads. But like that right now I would say is the new wave, because like you're going to spend just as much time on the content as somebody that is on the bodybuilding, but you're going to spend that time differently. Like actually generating like interesting, unique content, like going out and networking with people versus like spending all your time just like meal prepping and like figuring out, you know, posing and figuring out what your next show is going to be and stuff. Like that is an epic grind that I think all of us have had this idea at one point in our lives of like, that's what we wanted to go do. But as you figured out more about fitness, you're like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
definitely plays the long term on like the health side of things too. So that's kind of where I kind of like got out of that idea, because I wasn't really with all that. But I have mad respect for people that do, you know, shows and all this stuff. I mean, I was friends with a couple like that are like competing. That I'm a friend with this guy that just competed in the Phil Heath Classic yesterday, and just the amount of like stuff they're going through. I mean, they see how you look on stage, but they don't see that process that you're going through. I mean, cutting your calories, cutting your carbs, you know, 2 hours of cardio a day, no water, you know, your last couple of days, and all that stuff, you know. So I do have mad respect for people that do the bodybuilding.
No, that's mad facts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. Like once we bring Jake on again, he's like in the middle of his prep.
Yeah, Jake right now is like, well, he is in the middle of his prep currently, I'd say.
Yeah.
Or he kind of just started. Yeah, because he's one that like I would say is in that spectrum of like actually wants to make it like through his physique and stepping on stage. So it does bring a whole new perspective, because he's one that's actually like living out that type of life versus like, I mean, he does content, don't get me wrong, but like how he's going to make out is definitely going to be the physique. So yeah, it's definitely like an interesting perspective to see like all the different sides of like fitness and how many different opportunities there are in this space. Yes,
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah, and you definitely tell like once they get a bit closer to like, you know, show day, their whole like emotions change, the way they kind of carry themselves. You can tell. I mean, I used to be friends with this one guy at this small gym I used to work out at, and I remember like 2 weeks out, just like he looked like he hated everybody there, because he's just, you know, like no carbs. He had
Yeah, you're
like 2 hours.
depleted.
Yeah, so it definitely plays a role in like their lives in general. So that's why, I always say, I would have mad respect for people that do that.
Shout out.
I feel like you definitely would like in the process though. Like you learn a lot about yourself, just because.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's facts. Okay, I have one last question for you, because I don't want to keep you on here forever either.
True.
Like if you could give one piece of advice to the audience, because I feel like, well, the audience is relatively broad. A lot of it's like our local fitness community and stuff, but I know like there will be people that follow you that are going to end up watching this and stuff. So to whoever you want to speak to today, like what's one like main overarching theme or like message that you want to leave them off with today?
Yeah, so this is something I've been living by, you know, recently. I actually just got it tattooed on me, and I'm kind of trying to make like my whole like social media based around it. Bros, like life is literally what you make it, you know. There's gonna be days that, you know, you're gonna be sad, and it sucks, man. It's life, and we're all humans, and we go through stuff like that. But if you keep living that life where you just complain about everything, you're sad, and you know, then yeah, obviously life's gonna be negative, you know. But it's just like you gotta flip the script, bro. You gotta start thinking positive, start being grateful for, waking up every day, be grateful for like the little things in life. If you have a roof over your head, if you can eat food, bro, like be grateful for that, because not a lot of people have that opportunity. The thing I just got tattooed on me, bro, is like, the world is yours, bro. If you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be an IFBB pro, if you want to be the top content creator, if you want to be sponsored by Young LA, if you want to be the biggest podcast out there in the fitness game, like, go make it happen. Quit waiting for it. Just take the risk on kind of things. I mean, I was gonna say one right risk is like, could be like, your life forever, bro. Like, you can like literally change. I mean, you guys have seen it. Like, people change overnight, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you can wake biggest name in the game, bro. But it's all going out there and just making it happen, bro. Like I said, the world is yours, bro. It's in your hand. I mean, the way I kind of see life is like, it's my life and everybody kind of just like lives in it. Some people might take that the wrong way, but I that's how I see it. Is like, you choose who you want your friends to be. You choose who you want to go to the top with. And sometimes it's a lonely process, bro. It's like, I always see it as like, it's a lot easier to come up with a couple friends, 2-3 friends, than, try to carry a whole bunch of people up there with you. Don't care about the hate, bro, because everybody has haters, man. I mean, you can't really care too much about what people think. People are going to hate, especially people from hometowns and stuff. They're going to like looking like, oh, well, look at this like clown, he's trying to get into the fitness game. Well, when you make it to the top, they're going to be the first ones that are coming back to you, asking you like, well, what workouts do you do? What kind of food do you eat? And this is just like stuff that we touched on, bro, because people don't talk about this enough. And if you have like stuff you're going through, don't be afraid to reach out to. I bet any one of us, like, people go through shit, and it's tough. It's life, and like I said, just try not to be so negative on life. The more negative you be, the more you complain, the more you sit there and cry and all this stuff, like, the more life's just gonna keep going downhill. You guys start thinking positive, be grateful every single day. I know for me, I'm a Christian, so I thank God every day. It's a blessing. It's a day of opportunities. Like, you have an opportunity to take a risk, or you have an opportunity to get better in the gym, or whatever it is. But yeah, the biggest thing is, bro, is like, the world is yours, bro. Just, make it if you want.
That's facts.
That's funny.
And especially, yeah, facts. The world is yours. He literally has it on his wrist right now. Like, no joke. That's insane.
Dude, going down my leg, bro.
Dude, that's crazy. And the other thing I think about too is like, a lot of people, they give themselves a lot of pity for what's going on. Like you said, the reality is there's so many people out there that have gone through the same exact shit that you're going through, probably even worse. And you can reach out to those people, and those people can give you advice and actually help you. So I think we're all very fortunate in the sense that, like, we've gone through a lot of shit, and we've actually been able to help a lot of individuals out. So, like, for the people out there that are struggling with shit, dude, do not be afraid to reach out, like, whoever it is. Maybe it's just like your other homie, or maybe it's like some dude that you really inspires you on social media, like, whatever it is. Like, do not be afraid to reach out to those people, because you never know what opportunity that's going to bring you next still. So, yep. Dude, some wise words though. Hell yes. My last question. This is the very last question. I want to start asking this at the end. Thank you for coming on, by the way. Dude, epic guest, epic conversation today. Who would you want to hear next on the podcast?
Oh, wow.
I know there's a lot of people out there. I mean, you can keep it semi-realistic. Like, we're not going to be having Arnold on anytime soon. But, like...
wow. You might have to, like, cut and, like, paste, because I got to, like, think. Damn. I was not expecting that question at all.
Dude, but it helps us out, though, honestly, because, like, one is like, we want more females on the guest or on the show.
Yeah.
Just because we want to get a new perspective, which is a big thing, but also like diversify and branch out, because we're going to start doing a lot more online pods. So like, we should be able to get, in reality, whoever we want based on that.
Shoot, let me hold on. Let me go to like my Instagram, because there's a whole bunch of people yeah. So there's this dude. His name's Georgie. His Instagram is Georgie, bro. I follow him. He's part of the Cyclops group, bro. He's a real dope dude. He's real into like the whole like the nofab thing,
Okay.
I feel like it'll be an interesting conversation, His name's Georgie. I think it's like his Instagram is Georgie,
yeah,
bro.
Georgie, bro.
follow him. He's like a part of the whole Cyclops stuff too. Real dope dude. He's out here in DFW too. So shout out Georgie, bro. If y'all want him on the podcast, it'll be an interesting conversation with the whole NoFap stuff because I need me to do it. So.
Yo, shout out Georgie. We're gonna be hitting you up in the DMs, bro, and I'm gonna tell you to watch this because we want you on the pod. You hear that here first. That'd be sick. But no, I'm glad all of us are trying to do big things in the fitness industry, and like you said, the world's what you want to make of it, and so like keep aspiring to pursue your dreams. That's a big thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, no. Any last words that you have for us, my friend?
I mean, all I know is, so I just found out my mom works at the airport and I get flight benefits. So, hey, we're all gonna have to link in person soon, man.
But we were talking about this. Me and Jake, I was telling Jake like we were planning on doing something like this summer. So he was like, "Let's make something happen and all link up or something."
Let's do it, bro. I mean, like I said, I got flight benefits now, so I'm like, I just found that out, and so I'm like trying to like go out and meet like everybody I met through social media. I'm just trying to meet like as much people as possible, get my name out there. But I appreciate y'all having me on. Shout out to all the boys back at home watching. That's dope, bro. But yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on, and I appreciate y'all, letting me, talk. I feel like God gave me a voice for a reason. I feel like a lot of the stuff we, discussed today needed to be said.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, every conversation has a purpose. That's 100% facts. And there's somebody that needs to hear this message today. That's what I always think. So, we're giving that opportunity to whoever we can. And we're super thankful that you came on today. Obviously, we're up and coming. I know a lot of people are like, some dumbass podcast, bro. Like, you keep doing your thing. But like, you coming on today gives us that opportunity to like, one, give you a voice, but two, help this podcast and this community grow too. So mad respect. Thank you. But that's all we got today for episode 9. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty heat. Maybe
yes, sir.
Bring him on sometime again.
Yes, you will definitely be on again. And we want to hear the update on what's going on here in 2 months once you finish up this cut, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro, definitely.
Yes, sir. But that is going to conclude episode 9. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we will see you in the next one. Stay tuned for episodes 11 through 20. We got a lot of big things planned, a lot of really good up-and-coming guests. So if you haven't already, also make sure you like this, bro. I say that at the end of every video, like, bro, you're fucking stupid if you made it this far and did not like this.
Yeah, give something to comment.
Give them something to comment. They got to comment something and blast it in the comment section below.
All right, so my thing right now is the globe. Comment the globe, bro, because the world is y'all's, bro.
The Earth emoji?
Globe emoji, bro. The globe, the world.
Globe? Yes. Like
the world emoji. Yeah.
Yes, bro. The Earth, basically.
The world is yours. Just remember that.
Blast the globe, blast the Earth in the comment section below, and we'll know you actually made it this far. You're a real one. That's facts.
Yeah, and then also for Alex, it's code ALEXX, right? For the Cyclops?
Yeah. Code out.
Yep, go use this code, support the boy, and stay up to date with everything.
Yeah, and like we said, we'll make sure to put all the social media, all the plugs down below. So if you didn't catch it in the video, you can actually just reference below. But like we said, that is going to conclude episode 9, baby. Epic podcast today. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you in the next one. Peace.